Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Of Like and Moss channel and the Of Brass and Briar campaign. We're back. Hello, everyone.
We're here.
We're gonna kick things off with some special thanks. First off to Sirenscape, Arcane Anthems, and Emily and Sterling for providing the music for our sessions. And then an extra special thank you to our lovely Chelsea, aka Musicaholic 9472 on I think all socials, for joining us last session and the session before and being our wonderful, amazing guest.
And making us hydrate.
And making us hydrate.
How dare you?
Already? Wow.
How dare you? I take it back.
We're not surprised. We're not surprised, are we? It's literally the first thing every time. You know what? Chelsea did this as a favor to get it out of the way because now it's done.
Exactly.
Do this to us.
The bits. We are 93% of a way through a level 1 hype train. Ooh. Thank you, Game Junkies, for the bits.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched, you can head over to our YouTube channel and catch our special guest episodes and Game Junkies bits 100 more bits to tick us over into the level 2 hype train. Thank you so much, Game Junkies.
Thank you.
They'll over on our YouTube channel, which is Of Like and Moss over on YouTube. You can also check out our link trees, which is in our Instagram, which is Of Brass and Briar on Instagram.
Which I found our Discord invite link through the link tree. We need to be better about updating that because I've had so many people personally message me like, "Hey, it's not working. Can I get the invite code?" I'm like, "Yeah,
oh yeah,
we gotta fix that."
I wish they just gave you a permanent one. You know,
there's a Discord.
There's a Discord.
And if you head over to the page posted in the chat, if you hit the link posted in chat, you can head over and join it.
There you'll find a bunch of crazy critters just hanging around, talking about food, life, conspiracies.
There's always somebody in a voice chat.
Someone is always in a voice chat, and it's probably my favorite thing, just to lurk in there every once in a while. You don't know that I lurk there, but I do lurk there anyways. And we'd love to just have everybody's little creativity and come hang out. Have some soup.
Good soup.
It's great.
Good soup.
We play Among Us every once in a while.
It's true.
We do. We also post.
Yes, we do.
Sorry. We post about like lore and background things, as well as like cute animals. We also post whenever any of us go live, so you can catch our live streams there.
The conspiracy theories are probably one of the best.
Oh my god!
About all of the characters, both in game and out of game.
It's a peak, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like the conspiracy board is completely rewritten every time I check in on it. I don't know how, but it's really fun.
I think the most recent bit of the conspiracy theory channel was talking about the weird ass family tree that Quinn has.
Yep, I think that's taken over the precedence lately.
Yeah, which is fair. A little diversion. It's okay. We'll have Quinn as a guest one day, and then it'll all make sense.
It'll happen.
Then everyone
has never watched a single episode. It's fine.
Nope.
Actually, that's why that they need to be a guest when we're about to fight like the next big bad. It needs to be very much out of context.
Because they have no context for anything, and it'd be great.
It would be fantastic. Anyways, so we have a Discord, and we have a YouTube, and we have a TikTok, and we have an Instagram, and of course, you're all here on Twitch. But if you would like to subscribe or follow us on any of those places, that would be fantastic. That way, you can see us when we post about stuff, and it's not always the game stuff. Sometimes it's like the fun video cosplay stuff, and sometimes it's other things that you should follow us for.
You can catch up on old episodes. You can see the individual cosplay videos we do in our characters. It's a good time.
It's a good time. It's an excellent time. It's a vibe.
We love.
But yeah, so follow one of the link trees or follow any of us at our socials that are underneath our names. in general, we have not a lot of announcements, just like some regular ones. A lot of us, as again, follow under under our names of our characters as our names of all of our socials. Follow us there because some of us, that's these two especially, have Ko-fis and Patreons that you should go give monies to because they're wonderful, amazing people.
I think I have my link tree in most of my social medias. You can find it on my TikTok. I know that much.
I think both of you are fairly new to your Ko-fis too. So.
Yep.
My Ko-fi has actually been like up and running.
I made mine like
I'm more actively running it,
There.
and I have a shop there.
I
Thank you,
made
Joker,
my,
for the rant for the one gifted community sub.
Heck yeah. Hype train.
Oh my gosh, another gift. Oh my gosh, thank you.
We're
It's the second one
one
this morning.
subscriber away from hitting our 20 subscriber goal currently.
Ooh.
And thank you for everyone who's followed. We're up to 323 followers right now, which is crazy. Thank you.
It's just we love having groups. We love having everybody here.
we keep going on tangents.
It does. What was
There's no
most
focus.
what was the tangent?
Jokaishu with another gifted sub.
God.
Thank you, Jokaishu. And bits, so many things. Thank you over all the gifted nice
All of
things.
the
Bits.
Oh,
I
And a
get
class
all
donation by
that.
Musicaholic to Duke.
To KJ Duke. Okay. No, the screen
And we
is
completed a level 2 hype train.
Oh, excellent. Oh my gosh. Okay. Scree should be joining us whenever she can. They're on their way. We're just kind of filling in the space. And until they do, our illustrious cursed paladin rat is going to just be taking some napsies, which is great because, you know, they technically require 16 hours and we're really strict on that rule, obviously.
So strict.
So strict. So that'll be the case until Scree can join us today.
But for everyone else, I think you guys have to roll initiative for the intro.
You guys,
Yeah.
I have one little dice.
Ooh, it's a pretty
This is
dice
actually-
though.
This is one of the minis that
Came in the cage.
Ruby had commissioned. That is this is part of the necklace that I got. That was the fan gift that sits on my rearview mirror.
Which I still
Oh,
need to get Al and Scree theirs.
I have one of your dice actually as on my rear view mirror. It's like the necklace one you got me.
Oh,
It's really cute. I love it.
cute.
Love it. It's fun.
We're such nerds.
It sparkles, and I love it.
Hold on,
I rolled.
sleep
How do you do 13 in sign language?
So this is just like 1, 2, 3, or just one.
It's just, it's,
Clicking it.
Yeah, it's just a repeated.
yeah, because this is 3.
Oh, so
So
it's
13.
because it's double. Okay. 'cause
And then
that-
11.
How do you do 18?
18.
Like flash it.
Yeah. So technically it's A facing towards you and then flip out into the 8.
So 8 facing towards you, and then flip out.
A. Which is how you do 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Educational moments.
Did you put a sign class for today, lovely?
I'm slowly picking up on certain numbers, and the ones that I remember, I try to sign.
Yeah, our D&D stream is actually just a secret numbers ASL class.
And-
Clearly.
Very. All right. So I think I rolled the highest.
So
18.
now that you all have distracted me fully to forget your numbers, whoever rolled highest, go first.
All right.
14.
18. So hi everyone. My name is Elle. Elle in motion on every social. There's dots in there. It's underneath my name. I don't know what I'm doing on the internet, but I like to cosplay and do things. And I have friends who have agreed somehow to let me into their worlds and play D&D with them on camera. So honestly, it's just a contract. It's fantastic.
It's just a contract.
How dare you?
Play Korean Tadaris Musel, our barbarian
You have a middle
Badger,
name?
who
Have you
is
said the middle name before?
I don't
Yeah.
know if I don't know if like Kerr has said it more than
I've
like
heard
one
it.
time in person, but like
Fair.
I've said it a couple of times. It's fun to
Duke
say.
has read it.
It has been
fair,
read.
you
It's true. Kerr,
That's true.
That's right. Duke has some of like juicy lore
As
on
the
Kerr.
book. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
The family
Wait,
tree.
I did
No.
research.
He has yet to share it with any of the rest of the party, though, so it's
Mhm.
great. Our little richling kind of having a good time with his friends and
Mhm,
having an
mhm.
adventure and definitely working out his anger issues. Anyways, that's Kerr. That's me.
It's fine. Hello, I'm next. I got a 13. I'm KJ. You can find me on most social media at KJ Cosplay to some variation of dots and or underscores, because my Twitch is underscore cosplay, my TikTok is dot cosplay, I think Instagram is k.j.cosplay. The social medias hate me, so I had to do variations. I have not posted anything on my socials in a very long time. They're there. There's content.
And
Go
we
watch
miss
stuff.
you.
Yeah, I do still have some stuff in my drafts, but I don't like any of it, so I haven't posted any of it.
That's a mood.
And I haven't filmed anything in a very, 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 very long time. I think the last stuff I filmed was at Elle's place 3 months ago at FanX.
Oh, at FanX. Oh,
Was that 3
I have,
months
like,
ago?
Something
September.
like that.
Yeah,
September, October, November. Just over.
we're at
Just
the end
under?
of November, so like it feels longer.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
jeez.
It's been a minute.
Wild.
But yeah, go follow me on all those things. I have a link tree that has a handful of things that you can go look at. Not even just my Ko-Fi or Patreon. I've got wish lists and links to other things that I'm a part of, because I don't just play D&D with these guys. I play D&D with the Dimensional Dial group from Warrior Vampire the Masquerade content. I haven't filmed anything with Flynn for forever. He's one of the easiest though. But I play D&D with the Dimensional Dial crew over on To Be Diced Adventures on all of the things.
And they're all really cool.
They
Yeah,
are
they are.
all really cool. We got some dope people. But
I've gotten to play with them. You're awesome.
that's true. I ran a one-shot that these two homies got to play in. It was fun. You can find that one-shot if you want to go watch it over on their YouTube, which has most of the videos from that campaign and other campaigns that they do that I'm just not part of.
All of the trauma that Duke is suffering is just payback.
It's payback.
For that one shot. You know,
I killed him, so I mean...
it's not that you're vindictive. It's just that you believe in balance, and so
Yes.
that's real. Eye for an eye.
Balance in all things.
But I stream personally sometimes I don't, who knows. But in this campaign, I play Duke Alabaster Moore, our Circus Carney, who doesn't know how to do any of the shit that he's been forced into trying to learn how to do, and it's great.
It's great. It's good. It's great. It's
We
fine.
love him.
We do.
And
Oh, hello. I am Ruby. Ruby Griffiths 8, Ruby.Griffiths.8 across socials. Mostly Instagram. I am trying to get back active on Letagadoc. You will find my cosplay and my vintage content there. I'm also a resident dice maker, which I have yet to decide what dice I'm using for today's session, which is what I was talking about in chat earlier.
Nice.
With my dice.
Anyway, all that
I need
is.
to find my
that we
Briar
will
dice.
run- Yeah, my pretty Gia dice.
They're great. We love.
I'm gonna show a different one. I always show that one. I'm gonna show this one.
Nice.
I only have like 2 dice from.
I have a lot. I found my chunk the other day, but that's the one that almost killed me, so I've never
yeah.
rolled it since.
Yeah, Zatar got a new dice.
Oh yeah.
I got a new dice. I got.
Nice.
Oh, come on. Kind of.
Yeah, my
Sometimes the
campaign
camera's
dice
like
is
this.
with my
Ellie's
Briar
showing
dice.
off our of Lycan and Amos custom dice that I made for us.
Which you can get those on your Ko-fi page.
Yeah.
Is
There's
one
one set?
left on my Ko-fi page right
single
now.
set.
It
It's
is a
rare.
character
Single
creation set.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has claimed it but not bought in it yet, so it is still technically up for sale.
There you go. It's not over until the dice
Yeah.
has sung.
And in our lovely campaign, I play Lavender Nittingham, roguish raccoon, part of the Nittingham family. Though we are not all blood, we are together. We are family. Even if some of them stab my friends, we will work that through at some point in time. I don't technically know that happened.
Nope.
No.
Neither does Duke, and he's the one that got stabbed.
I don't think we know that Cobble
Scree is the only person
who
stabbed Duke.
Right, but then we don't know that she's with the Nittinghams or had been.
No, we have no idea.
None
idea.
at all. And
well, here's the thing. Kern knows. Yeah.
Cobble is part of the Nittingham clan.
That's right.
Because you broke into that back room with Lav, where you found it.
But the connections of all of those pieces has not
come
happened.
together. May not come together until quite.
The pieces are floating around until eventually, maybe somehow they connect.
It's going to be a really great day for all of us, and
It'll be
can't
great.
wait.
Yes. I have an affinity for snacks and fire. It is all a good time.
I love oatmeal cookies. You're the best.
And hot chocolate.
I can't have hot chocolate, but I appreciate the thought.
Why can't you have hot
You
chocolate?
all gain guidance on your first roll of the day today.
Sweet.
I can't have hot chocolate because the manufactured stuff that they use is super sweet and very rich, and it does not agree with my system. If it's homemade hot chocolate, I can have it.
Okay.
But manufactured hot chocolate, I can't.
I'm making you hot chocolate, darling.
Okay, good. Yes, good. We will make this happen. Give KJ real, honest to God hot chocolate.
Yeah,
I've had honest to God hot chocolate, but like manufactured stuff that everybody thinks about and uses all the time, I can't have it.
I will be making myself a manufactured cup later at the break, actually, now that you mention it, because it sounds delicious.
That sounds lovely. Hot chocolate for everyone at break.
All right, so we've gone through all of our players, and now all that's left is our...
DM!
Our puppers? Our cute
GM.
little puppers?
Our GM, who is our master and commander.
Hello, everyone. I am Sir Zatara. You can find me at Sir Zatara everywhere except Twitch, which is Zatara's Tavern. I, more often than not, stream with that one.
Hi.
Down there.
I'm not allergic.
Allergic. We stream like Grounded and Stardew and Baldur's Gate, a whole bunch of fun things. I post pretty much just to Instagram. I've given up on TikTok. It has forsaken me, so I've forsaken it.
Well, and hey, like, let's also do a small notice. Who knows if TikTok will still be here in another year?
It will still be here.
Because that one's been on the fence for a while. So again,
well,
if you love your
January
creators,
is when we'll find out. And then after that, we have till March before the platform disappears.
So just follow,
fine.
So find us everywhere else.
Yeah, they love
that'd
you,
be lovely.
and we want to keep you in our lives. So, because we'll always be here.
Thank you for the 3 months of subbing, Goat Rider 4.
This is ridiculous because my favorite hot drink during the winter is spiced cider.
Oop.
Amazing. All right. So,
and I think, yeah, that's really that. And then, of course, our illustrious, amazing Scree, who you can find at Scree the Rat on pretty much everywhere.
And it's me Scree on Instagram.
And it's me Scree on Instagram.
I've memorized.
We posted an amazing video.
The ragtag video was so good.
So cute. It was so cute.
Go check that out.
So
it is
losing my mind.
beautiful
It's so
feat
good.
of editing and color grading and just the perfect little tale of found family. So it's gorgeous. Please go check it out and send her all the love.
Wait, do you want a fun fact?
Yes.
I helped with the frame of the video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It was really fun. It was.
I was wondering where that came from because I'm like, this doesn't look generic. There's too good. This like matches too perfectly. That's amazing.
Of course it was.
And that's why you have the little artist tag symbol next to your name on our Twitch.
Because I am a monster and I collect every hobby.
Do I have the artist tab? Because I've done some shit too. I don't know. I haven't looked.
So.
I think that's
not you after.
I think it's something like you guys can assign it when you're in your
you can assign it.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I think that's why mine has
I've
that.
sent
Way back when.
one message in here where scrolling up to find my tag.
I think when I made my TikTok or my Twitch, I was like, yeah, this will probably be just like I'll draw on stream, and then that's what I'll do. And then I have yet to do any live on my actual channel except for with my friends.
hey,
I do not. I have moderator status, but I do not have the artist status.
I will fix that.
It's whatever.
Yeah, so that's me, and that's where to find me, and that's us, and where to find us. I think all that's left to do is dive into the intro and get things going. We're going to have a little bit of a shorter session today.
I mean, hypothetically, the announcement of our next stream will be on December 8th.
Yep.
Sorry, I made a list.
We almost forgot.
One of us is
responsible.
One of us made a list, and thank you.
And checked it twice.
So the next Of Like and a Mouse stream will be on December 8th. At least as everything goes according to plan. We will see you back here in 2 weeks.
The funny thing is, I actually requested the 8th off for work too, because there's a concert later that night that I want to go to. So
what you were saying is we're going to play D&D until you have to go to the concert.
Absolutely. Which would be so much of the day.
So
I say that, but after last session, the extra long session, I was so dead.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Anyway. All right. Cool.
Also,
so yeah. Yes. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just shut up until you tell me that it's time to do the intro.
Listen.
I adore you. We have a list.
Quinn. Hello, Quinn.
Some of our streamers have regularly scheduled streaming days. Zatara streaming days are specifically Monday and Saturday. Scree streaming days are Wednesday and Friday. Whether or not those happen are up to those individual people, but they do have scheduled streams, so be on the lookout for that. Also, Ruby Rolls Resin has an event coming up, so I've been not prepping at all.
Each one of
those boxes, you just had that ready.
Listen, each one of those boxes is lovingly made, and then she'll seal it up in front of you with actual wax and ribbon. It's an actual experience, and if you can go to their craft fairs in person, absolutely.
I was so upset because Ruby did an event that was relatively close to me, and I couldn't go.
Couldn't even go
because I couldn't get the time off of work, and I was pissed.
Couldn't get the time off of work.
Yeah, I've got an event December 1st in Salt Lake City. I will be posting more about that on all my socials, as well as in our Discord market channel. So keep a lookout for that. And thank you all for following us. The Zatara already commented on our follower numbers. And so that concludes my list.
That was amazing. I think that was the end of the list. You just needed to be the professional one amongst us to bring it down the house.
No, you're right. Okay. So, without further ado, we are going to dive into... Which one? This one. I'm professional. Here we go. And so, Underground again. Seems like a trend. Our adventurers plummet below. They scream and yell on their way down to hell, but at least there's a friend in tow. Reaching the bottom, they encounter more problems in the form of Pincer and Ma. Facing the frog's ire, they kill it with fire before escaping paw in paw. So, last session, our crew delved once again into the belly of Elmloa, seemingly having not affliction, maybe an affliction of ending up in the depths of the earth, surrounded by insectoid creatures.
Remember when that was supposed to be a shortcut?
Yep.
That was supposed to be the shortcut.
Oh, it was definitely a shortcut. I don't know what you're talking about.
It
was for sure a shortcut.
It was great.
Sure,
Anyways.
Managing to find various ways to safely make it down to the bottom of the ravine, they delve in and navigate through the carved out tunnels turned into abandoned mine shaft until they find the epicenter. Facing some mental challenges as well as trying to decipher what was real and what wasn't, it all makes sense in the end as Kerr lays eyes upon a familiar albino frog pacing across this large chasm, this large chamber, holding within the brood mother of these insectoid creatures that have been plaguing the party ever since they entered the city of Umloa. As the rhyme mentioned before, they ended up killing most things with fire, unsurprisingly, and exterminating the broodmother as well as most of its spawn, and Callie, using her regained magic presented to her by her patron, banishes the curse holding the frog to this plane and dissipating it into the ether.
There's nothing more poetic than like destroying the big bad by removing a curse with star stuff. Perfect.
Exactly.
Absolutely epic.
So good.
It was beautiful. Managing to escape through a secret chamber after collecting a little bit of loot, our party returns to the surface, has a little bit of a wind down at the common gathering place of the Knittinghams, known as the Pocket Watch, before separating for the night. Lavender having one last epiphany before falling asleep. Which brings us to the morning. All of you are rising at various points in the day, except for Scree. You convene at the morning breakfast table, or at least Duke and Lav does. It seems as if Kerr is running a bit late this morning. So, Duke, Lav, what are you two having for breakfast this morning?
I say it's definitely more of a porridge type morning. And coffee.
I think Duke is definitely one of those people who, no matter what, like, is brought to have for dinner, or whatever the meal is, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, he always brings, like, a side of his own kit of, like, nuts and berries that he'll, like, add to whatever it is, or just eat those instead of whatever's been provided. But since it's a porridge morning, he's adding some of the berries to the porridge.
And of course, there's the bacon that Lavender has brought up from the dining hall, specifically for Kerr. Saying if maybe Kerr didn't have breakfast already.
As you're settling into the morning table and kind of like organizing your stuff for the day, mentally preparing what you're about to do, Lav, as you're kind of like rummaging through your satchels, you find a health potion in the style of in one of the bottle styles that you saw Callie carrying around. So it seems as if Callie has slipped a healing potion into your pocket before she left.
That's so well done at the timing of that redeem. Peak.
All right. Wait, I'm just gonna add that to my inventory real quick.
Duke eating sticks for breakfast.
No.
It's better than rocks. I mean, at least there's fiber.
The morning of this morning seems to be just as busy as any other morning in the vigil, with your guildmates, well, Lavender, your guildmates, walking back and forth to the mission board, some people delving into the kitchen. It seems as if everyone's getting ready, though some people are already fully kitted out and heading out the door. Oh, my brain just spaced. I apologize.
Real.
Is this like the first time that Duke and Lav have been like alone since like the last time they talked?
Mhm.
Yup.
I guess
So.
Yup.
So how's the mood? How's the vibes?
Yeah, how you guys feeling?
I haven't caught up all on last session, so I'm just gonna have to wing this shit.
There wasn't a lot of conversation.
No,
between you two
sure.
specifically last
Mhm.
time.
But I don't know. How's Lav feeling?
How's Lav doing?
Lavender might be a little bit raw from like, getting attached to this new character who's already left, still has these worries that Duke is going to be one of those who just like leaves. Even though she knows Duke will eventually leave, but what if Duke just leaves? As stated last episode, Lavender definitely has some abandonment issues that she's dealing with.
I think as they're sitting for breakfast and Duke is just kind of sitting and enjoying, kind of probably feels that bit of tense energy coming off of Lav, given everything that's happened in the last 24 hours, because that's really all it's been since the last 3 sessions.
Yeah.
And like, he is dressed down. He is not in some of his fancy stuff. Like, this is his basic. He's got this crop top that has no sleeves and basic flowy pants on. And he just kind of looks at you. Is everything okay?
Well, as okay as things get. Kind of put pause in the oversized sweater that you haven't actually seen her wear before, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
In a dusty blue color. And just breakfast. I'm ready for training today. It should be good. How are you? Feeling any less sore from things? And I know even just getting around yesterday was a little tricky.
I'm doing better. I'm able to walk around and move around a bit more. Obviously, the breathing's still a little tricky. Scar tissue on the lungs is not the easiest to heal from.
Yes. Your lungs are very tender things, and they smash very easily.
It's true. But speaking of training, if you wanted to, I've got some of my wraps up in the room if you want to go out to the training grounds.
May as well. Yesterday must have wiped Discreet a lot. I think we should leave some breakfast for him, though. Just in case, And
For sure.
I mean, I don't think Kerr's coming back anytime soon. Kerr's enjoying their own breakfast.
It's around this time that I would say you actually catch the tail end of that, actually.
Yeah, so Kerr would be coming in the front door at this time. So you chatting at this.
You would be a little wet. It is a rainy day.
It's raining outside. Excellent. Yeah. That's not too bad because his gear got really mucked up yesterday, so hasn't had a good time. So coming in, hair is just down and damp because of like how like floofy it should be, but it's not. So just comes in, kind of like shakes off and is just like wet in his face. Looks around to see where people are at, walks up to the table and just like flops down and then shakes off again more to like actually on purpose get the rest of the table wet. How are you two this fine morning? Do we have coffee?
Yes, I got an extra pot, and it's now some bacon ready for you.
Oh, excellent. Just been goes to town eating real fast.
Glad to see you're still hungry.
Duke is like trying so hard to keep it together and like is like silently snorting in the back of his throat, just trying to stay composed.
Duke, do you have something caught in your throat? Seems like
I'm fine. Doing great. The look of disappointment from Zatara. What do you want from us?
Chelsea isn't making it any better in chat either.
so Kerr looks
Sorry,
at
sorry for that, guys.
Kerr does like do a look at Lav, who is what's Lav's expression? That is
Well, Lavender is biting her tongue so hard as to not make any further comments or assumptions about what may or may not have been happening last night / this morning.
I think
You
Duke
know,
is
her not
making-
being the only one who's wet this morning.
I think Duke is making it so much harder by casting message to Lav with comment.
Please.
please, what comments? I need
Just like as Kerr walks in and like they take notice at the tail end of what Lav had said, Duke is like hitting that, trying to keep composed, and it's just like, I think someone got more than they bargained for.
I mean, coming back so late at breakfast, must have had a good time.
More than the rest of us.
I mean, you put it suave, I'm sure. Muta's downstairs.
Not that Kerr could hear like that messaging back and forth, but like at some point, like during
You can see
that
some
exchange,
of it on the face.
it's like when you see two people texting in front of you and you're like, yeah, I know what's happening.
Yep.
So Kerr like looks up at Lav and then just like winks and then goes back to eating and like chugging down coffee. Excuse me, barbarian constitution. Very important distinction.
That's right.
It's a very important distinction, yes.
All right.
There's some charisma with that rigidity.
So slams down the last of the coffee in one of the mugs and then like puts it down.
Oh, I forgot to put the whiskey in that. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I'll take another. We're going to be doing the some training today.
Yes. Duke and I were going to hit the training grounds here.
We were gonna go spar a little bit. Have Lav teach me some of their tricks.
If you're not too tired, you could come with us.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
not tired at all.
Oh, it's that, barbarian stamina.
Lots of practice, I would say. Come on, let's go. Stand up on legs.
Yes. Charisma.
Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't think of charisma before last stream, and then now it's happened multiple times now, and it's like amazing. Anyways,
Good soup.
good soup. Anyway, so
Okay, so
from the dining area.
Yeah, Duke is gonna go grab his hand and foot wraps for training.
Okay. So, as you all would know, walking as you first entered the Heather's Vigil, kind of in its own sectioned off area of the city. It has multiple areas where you can train, as well as a large training ring where it seems like most of the hopefuls or bumbles, as Lav and Skriar go to train, and there has sometimes you've seen even an instructor there training them. So where would you guys like to go to do your training, and what specifically would you like to train?
I think Duke is looking for an area that has a decent amount of room, just space to do, because agility and dexterity, whatever, you need some room to move around. And he probably, like, if anybody else, not necessarily in our group, but like anyone who does the monk style fighting, like, were to watch him wrap his hands, definitely it's the wrap style used for trapeze and things like that, where it's for the grip, not necessarily actual protection the way that fighting needs, which is going to be a learning curve. He's going to have to learn how to wrap his hands differently. But
excellent. Kerr watches you do that, and it's just like, all right. And then, like, with his unwrapped hands, just like, cool. We're going to do some practice. I'm going to try to hit you, and you're going to try to hit me.
I think there's supposed to be a couple more steps of instruction there.
Yes, also try not to get hit. Please.
That's the next step of instructions. Don't get hit.
Yeah.
Great.
And then he dives at you.
Is this like a dex save?
That's a 19.
A dex check.
That's a 19. Plus.
19. So if he's just trying to attack you, this would be against your
My AC.
armor class. Yeah.
Fucking a 19 hits.
We raised up your AC. What's it now?
A 16?
Oh.
But not to like a 19.
Right. So Kurt is not trying to hurt you, but he's trying to, like, basically slap your shoulders is what he's going in for. So he goes in for a slap, and you get...
Yeah, it's the open-handed, less damaging kind of hits. Just be like, I got you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do better.
Yep.
All right. So we'll say you just take, what is your strength modifier, Kerr?
+4.
Like plus 4, so you take 4 damage.
Uh-huh.
Just as you see Kerr kind of duck and lunge at you, and at the last second switch hands and wrap you on the side of the head.
I feel we should make it clear that this is non-lethal damage, so even if I hit 0, I'm not dead.
You're not dead. You're just very, very bruised.
Just bruised. Beat up a bit. Taking the hit, I think Duke could stumble a little bit and use the momentum of that kind of forced movement to do a tuck roll out of the way to regain his balance and just kind of be ready for the next whatever's coming.
Okay.
He's definitely taken the defensive stance.
Okay, so Kerr, roll this one with disadvantage.
Ooh,
Dodge action.
Okay. Okay. 14 and an 18. So 14.
14.
I'm also just taking just the dice because, like, I'm not doing, like, any additional.
Yeah, no, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
14.
unhanded. Or unhanded.
Unhand. Anyways.
Unhand me. That misses.
Perfect. So readying yourself, Duke, you kind of being a little caught off guard the first time, and then thinking back to the various fights you've had, you kind of sidestep and double tap Kerr's hand out of the way and almost spin and end up flanked around Kerr, tapping into...
I think he definitely also, from when he was sitting and studying that book of different martial art types, he's trying to remember some of those forms and practices, but also part of his dancer instincts take hold. So he uses that technique and form, but in the rhythm and movement of almost a dance.
Yes, exactly. All right, and now it's your turn to lash back.
From there, he would keep a hold of the arm. And then what's the new shit that I can do?
New shit. For those of you who don't know, all of our players leveled up last session.
Level 5. Woo. Let's see if we know what to do with our abilities.
Oh, fuck. Jesus. Okay. So kind of now getting
Lab
in a
already
little
knew that.
bit.
Lab already knows that spell.
Having,
magic to cast Fireball.
oh my god, having that movement, arms still on Kerr. I don't think I'll do that because that's not what we're going for. We're supposed to be trading the physical stuff, not the magic. I just get one right now. That's right. So just like in the mechanics, his action, he's gonna use to not try to dislocate the shoulder, but to tweak it in a way that makes it harder to use that arm.
Okay.
As his main attack. And then my flurry of blows is interesting because I have this reflavor that's called Piston Fury. So spending a key point, I can make 3 unarmed strikes instead of 2 as a bonus action.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to try to tweak the arm and then in just gentle's not the right word, but very precise taps to the shoulder area. Just like
you're trying to tightly fight.
Mess with the nerves that are there.
Tylee style.
Yeah.
Except
perfect.
I get to add my bonuses because I'm proficient in unarmed strikes.
Yeah, go for it.
Attack. Kerr, what's your normal AC?
15. Oh wait, that's with my shield. I think so. It's just 13 without it.
13. So it'll be 14 for the first strike because you're trying to do a very like precise attack, and then the next one will just be against Kerr's regular arm.
So the first one is a 19 to hit.
Nice.
That feels fair.
So Kerr, as Duke kind of spins around you, you feel the arm that you lashed out with kind of twist behind your back, and then a sudden sudden blow against right kind of like where the joint of your shoulder, and you feel kind of the ball joint kind of pop out, and then your whole arm goes numb for a second as Duke quickly follows up with 3 more attacks.
15, 5, and a natural 20 for a 23.
15, 5, natural 20, 22. So 1 hits and 1 is a crit.
Yep.
Which, with my unarmed strike, because of my low strength score, you just take 1 point of damage for each. Which, for the crit, would be 2 whole points of damage.
2 whole points of damage.
3 points total.
This is good thing that Kerr is not raging, and he's on purpose not raging because
4 points technically for the first hit too.
Perfect. Yeah.
I did the same amount of damage over 4 hits that Kerr did in 1.
We got to get you some brass knuckles or something.
This is why Kerr is not raging.
Yeah.
This is why Kerr is not raging.
Monks used something different for unarmed attacks.
I don't know because it gives me like the plus I get to hit and then the damage that I deal, and that's just what it has.
It's 1d8 per month. Oh wait, no, that's hit points. Hold on.
I think they have a Marshall dice that nobody ever tells you how the fuck to use.
It's there still somewhere though. It's there for you to find.
You use Dex instead of Strength for attack and damage rolls, so I would use my Dex instead, which is a different number.
Oh, and you would roll a d4 instead of your normal damage for an unarmed strike. The dice changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in the martial arts column of the monk table. So what level are you in monk right now?
3.
3. So it's still 1d4. At level 5 in monk, you up it to a d6. So you would roll a d4 instead of just doing base damage currently.
I'll roll 3 of them. No, I only hit 3. So roll 2 and then the other one for the crit. I don't know why I keep deciding to roll on my computer when it takes the longest fucking time to roll.
It's fine. It's fine.
Why we just need to get you pocket dice. It's fine. So
yeah, I got the d20 damage dice. So 7 points for the 2, and then
so is this additional damage?
No. So crit would be 4 plus whatever you roll because we do crunchy crits.
We love crunchy crits.
So instead of just the 4, you would take 13 points of damage.
Okay,
There we go.
There it is. There it is. Right,
I know how to play a monk.
So 4 plus 9 then. So 9 more damage is what I need to subtract. Good. Awesome. All right. So then with Kerr's like arm kind of like twisted out, and then like the additional like was it like more punches or like kicks were you doing at this point?
It's so it's the pop of the shoulder and then kind of fingertip like pressure in the nerves of the area.
Okay, so you're just like you pop the shoulder out and then like you twist into it, so like it gets more of like that pain basically from
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And to make it harder to use that arm against him.
All right, so then what Kerr's going to do is instead of like trying to get Wrestle out of your grasp, he's going to just turn around. So you're still holding the arm back there, but he just turns so it's no longer like pressed up against his back, and do a headbutt against you.
Nice. I find it hilarious that Kerr has the least amount of AC.
Yep.
Because unarmored defense.
Unarmored defense.
Barbarians. Barbarians, plus a shield, which is at this moment part of the carapace. That was what I didn't give you in the updates. Kerr picked up a part of the carapace from the bugs last session and turned it into like
it was like a buckler shield. Yeah.
So that's going to be a permanent thing. I like that one a lot. So he's going to get that cleaned up later. So that is a 13 plus 7. So that's my unarmed strike is plus 7. I forgot for a moment. 3. Yeah, so plus 7. So that's an unnatural 20. So Kerr just turns and does that twist and then just does like a headbutt against you.
I love that technically you would be hitting the top of his head because of the height difference.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
That one I don't roll dice. It's just 5
damage. Cool.
And still not raging specifically.
Mm-hmm. His instinct is to put distance because he's used to doing things at a distance with spells or thrown objects, but he's like, I gotta learn how to do this one too.
Could we have you do like a clarity check just because getting knocked on the head is a bit of
a constitution save?
Yeah, do a constitution save.
Just to see how Duke's doing with like that kind of up close fight, since he's still not used to any of this. He's got this. Good.
He's so determined. He's like, I don't want to die anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, awesome.
I think he takes the headbutt, and part of the reason I think it doesn't affect him as much as you might hope it is because he's a circus performer who does trapeze.
He's been dropped on his head a lot.
With safety net, yeah. He's a little used to taking some bumps and bruises like that. God, what's he gonna do? I need to mark off a key point. I'm realizing. Taking the headbutt. He is going to what is my shit? I think what he's going to do, because I think he kept a hold of one of your wrists, so as you turned around and hit him,
he didn't try to break the grapple or anything.
Yeah. He'll use that point of contact to give him a little momentum to swing between your legs and slide, and it's going to try to hit like your Achilles tendon on his way through.
Ooh. So are we still hitting the 13 or the 14 for?
This would be the so your base AC or just the normal AC without your carapace shield.
Okay, 13
currently.
Ooh, it's just barely a 13.
Aha! Great.
Nice.
I'm not gonna roll on the computer. I'm gonna roll on my phone because it's like I almost did it again.
We're learning.
We're learning.
We're learning.
We evolve.
So it's like the karate hand to that tendon.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like as he's going through all of this, he's trying to remember like the diagrams and images he's seen from the book, and like parts that are the most sensitive on the body. And the best places because he doesn't have the physical exertion it takes to do some of the stuff that is required. So 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And then oh my god. Fucking loud. Bonus action. Just because I think this will be funny.
We love funny.
He'll pull back to his feet behind Kerr again, and just from over his shoulder, we'll throw out, sometimes you can be nice, and we'll give you bardic inspiration.
That's nice of you. Sometimes you can hit and give you back more an additional bardic inspiration.
Bard off.
Right, D6, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So, have you still got a hold of Kerr, or did you
No, he's let go because he went through your legs.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
He's still within like your reach because otherwise you'd get an attack of opportunity. But
yeah,
he's trying to force himself to stay within the distance because he's used to backing away to put the distance between for self-preservation. But he's like, I gotta learn how to take the hits or dodge them. So he's trying to stay within.
So Kerr's going to do something that is a little bit showy. He's going to try not to hit you very specifically, but he's going to lunge in with like a bite at like one of your shoulders. And partly, actually, I think he's going to make an intimidation check versus an attack roll because he wants to try to scare you into a reaction.
Okay, interesting.
So
would this be a contested roll, like intimidation versus insight?
If you want to.
I don't know, DM.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. Intimidation. My
homie.
11 plus 8 plus, you know what? For that bardic inspiration, just to be really fun. I know I probably already got it, but plus 5. Plus 5.
I'm gonna let this happen. I keep forgetting that I have DM inspiration, but I'm just gonna let this happen. I rolled a 3. I have a plus 3 on this. Cat. It's great. We love.
So as Kerr lunges out, the rain you see is starting to pick up as the sky darkens a bit more. You're just battling in this muddy ring as Kerr lashes out, and you kind of flinch backwards for a second as continue.
Yeah, you can see like the reaction that you see from him outside of just the flinching back of that moment is his tail is a little more twitchy, and you can see the twitching in his ears.
Yeah. So, and with Kerr lunging forward and doing that snap, it was like right over your shoulder, as close to an in-ear as possible to not hit, to not. A lot of it was just more of that fear to cause that reaction and to inspire real fear during like this very safe mock fight. Because that's he needs you to have that sense. So it feels almost as if like his teeth were at your ear. They weren't, but like that's how loud the stomp and the snap of that was. And when he does that, he's going to have one of the arm that is still good and it was usable, the offhand one, to like grab and like shove at you and just like have pushed you away after also giving you that fear.
Oh shit, I forgot that I fucking have that.
Got to use those dancer feet to bob and weave, Duke.
Clearing his throat, he's kind of like trying to. There's definitely that adrenaline rush that's happening now, and the fight or flight a little bit kicking in. And what's he gonna do? Hearing that chomp and that effectiveness, you might notice, you might not notice, I don't know, but one of the tendencies that he has when he's frightened is he tenses his claws a little bit. And kind of in that slowing down of time moment, he's rushing over so many different things in his head and trying to figure out what he's going to do. And are there any, like, trees or fences or, like, poles or things like that back here?
Yeah, you're actually, the ring you're in is kind of has a very traditional wooden fence that's just like the fence post with the two beams around, and it's kind of like a hexagon shape. With the back end, there is a little shed that is supposedly a supply shed where there's like mock weapons and things like that in there for people to train with.
I think what he's going to do is there's that moment where at first Kerr thinks he's running because he turns and runs towards that fence line, no matter how far or close it is, whatever is closest to where he's at, and is going to run at it up the side of one of the poles and backflip over the top of Kerr. And as he's going, just to almost try to mock the sense of like reality of a fight, is going to try to just graze Kerr's face with his claws. So just to, like in a movie scene where you get that one scratch mark across the cheek, that's kind of what he's going for.
Okay.
All right, so roll an acrobatics check for me.
Bet.
Or actually, roll an acrobatics check.
Okay.
That'll do.
That'll be pink.
7. The working class 20.
20 that was raised upright.
So Kerr, you take exactly 1 point of damage as you kind of like do a little bit of a matrix bend back, and you just feel the scrape of one of Duke's claws across your face as he lands behind you.
Okay.
As
And
this
he's
is
gonna
happening,
Try to land like instead of like in the reach, just like a 10-foot distance behind.
okay, with that
Well,
acrobatic
land
check,
and tumble.
I can.
Yeah.
A land and tumble, if you will.
A
Tuck and
land and tumble. You are both covered in mud,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
by the way. As this is happening, Lavender, as you kind of sit on the sidelines where the fence is, you see these two big hands kind of lean against the fence to your right, wrapped in fighting wraps. And as you look over, you see the familiar face of Hector Golds, the guild advisor, who he's dressed differently than he normally is. He's in more plain tunics. His fur's all matted down because of the rain, and he seems to be just in a plain tan tunic with kind of these black fabric pants that billow out towards the bottom and are kind of tied to his legs, the bottom half, and he's completely barefoot. And he kind of leans over and leans towards you and goes, "Well, it seems as if Duke is finally learning how to use his poles."
Well, had to happen sometime. It is can't always be, hiding in the background of everything. Sometimes you gotta get up close and personal, Professor.
True. I'll just sit and watch. This is good for them. Plus, I feel like they're working out some issues here.
You're right.
I mean, how think Duke is doing. Kerr's much more adept in that fist-to-fist combat. But any pointers? You're far more experienced than any of us here, really. But I don't actually know how many fistfights Kerr's been in, so like maybe not. But any pointers? We'd be happy to listen, Professor.
Kerr's fighting style is a bit more my cup of tea, very direct and in your face. Duke is a bit too twirly for my traditional sense. Actually, Nectar or Finchley would probably be very good people to talk to if you're looking for more dexterous fighting. Mine is a bit more direct and impactful. Less hits, more damage kind of deal. And you see he kind of like pulls a small snack out of his pocket and just starts munching on this small bar that looks to be a mixture of various dried meats and berries as he just hungers in and focuses in. You can see his ears kind of perk up and start twitching and kind of like radaring in the direction of the fight as we returned.
So, I think we're back to Kerr doing something
Yep.
else. I mean, like during conversation, either this is what's been happening, or it's just like more like dives and lunges and like quick step backs to like avoid and things like that.
More sliding between your legs just because he can.
Yeah. Kerr also like exhibiting a couple of like tuck and rolls that maybe surprise you, like with their like speed, just because he has gotten a sense for your style and is starting to anticipate your moves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be something that you have to be aware of. So he is going to do wherever he's at, he's going to actually like can you do a strength check to try and pop his shoulder back into place mid-fight?
Relocate your shoulder.
Yeah, it's a bad idea, but he's gonna do it. And I am happy to use a luck feat should it be necessary.
What's Kerr's medicine skill, actually?
All right, medicine is +3.
All right. You can add that to it. You can add that to your roll as well.
I'm sure he's had to do this before.
13 plus 3 is 16.
16. Okay. Yeah. Kind of maneuvering in the fight, you find a chance. You wait till a second when you're kind of backed up to the fence, and you duck and kind of twist and slam your shoulder against the fence and leverage it back in. And the pain is excruciating. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, of course. Let's do that. Yeah.
Because this isn't the movies. It's not just magically not painful. They scream for a second and everything's fine.
Oh, there's definitely like a loud like as he does it.
Yep.
Oh, that's an 18, the 19 plus 5.
Okay.
I'm
With
good at
the
two
sudden-
things: strength and Constitution.
Kind of being able to brace for the pain a little bit, you grit your teeth as your arm goes numb for a second before the tingles kind of subside and you get some movement back, and you restrain yourself from going into a rage naturally just from the pain intake.
Yeah. And
the fight continues.
All right. Kerr wants to, because we've been getting like a good sense of like a dance practice and partner. Kerr wants to make Duke fight harder.
Okay.
So what he's going to try to do is go in for a grapple, and if I'm successful in the grapple, I will say what he wants to do after that. So
okay. Roll your strength check.
Okay.
Because this is contested, right?
Yeah, it's contested against yours.
Oh god. So isn't it athletics against acrobatics? Is that how
it
this
would be? It would be whatever. It would be. I think grappling checks are just strength checks.
Google.
Let me double check.
Like I'm trying to.
I love how when I type in grapple 5e into Google, the first thing that pops up is a Reddit forum that says "Explain grappling like I'm 5."
Thank
For
God,
real.
we really need that in today's world. Some people like to flourish. D&D talk. No, I'm dumb. Please tell me like I'm 5. That was a natural 20. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
Oh,
Okay.
God. I haven't rolled yet.
I don't know what you can roll that would
Let's
be a natural 20 plus 4. So
24.
I'm gonna let you know that now.
What'd you get? A natural 20?
Did you get a natural
Plus
20?
hold
Was
on.
it,
You can't get that close. It's a 20.
Oh, it's a 20. Okay.
Am
So,
I
plus-
am I doing
What
is
is your
athletics? Is it
strength or
athletics
dex?
or
Okay,
dex?
okay. Come on, Google.
Because that's the
DM
decide.
ruling.
If it's
DM ruling. Just decide.
what are the fucking chances?
Oh my god. A D20 against a D20. I do like the idea of it being my strength versus your dex, though, because like those are both of our stronger suits. So,
Okay.
like, that's
Yes.
right?
So it's athletics or acrobatics
Oh, okay.
to get out of it.
If
Is
it's
it-
So what's your
acrobatics,
acrobatics? So 20 plus
7.
plus 7.
Acrobatics is a plus 6 for me.
Oh.
So you
okay.
would win out
I
in
win
a
it.
20 versus a 20.
So you both charge and
You can.
Kerr. Yeah, go. No, explain how this goes. Explain how this goes.
So what Kerr was doing was like with that attack at you and dive at you, he was going to try to sweep you up by the throat and like lift you up to like have you in a grapple and like do that.
All right. So I'll
think
say
you're-
with the natural
you're
20,
able to
he
get out
gets
of
around
it.
your neck and starts
Yeah.
lifting, but how do you get out of it?
It's definitely one of those things where you get there and you think, I've got this. And then last second, Duke is like, I fucking dove moves like this. And as you go to lift him, in that split second before his feet are off the ground, he pushes up and twists around while you're still grabbing him, because that's a solid hold that you've got, but is able to do it in a way where your arm is now behind you.
All right. I would say that
And-
you get to have the next attack then.
And he doesn't even fully land on the ground. Like, he lands in whatever way you were trying to brace yourself. He lands like with his legs sitting on the back of your calves and using your own strength and holds to keep himself in place. And from that kind of vulnerable position where he has access to a couple of things, just trying to keep the movement and fluidity of it. As he lands, he uses his toe claws to slide down your calves a little bit.
What's your unarmed strike attack? Or like what's your damage?
I'm gonna roll a hit first, which
Well, don't you-
hits because it's
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely hit. Because
my
like,
damage.
when I look at my unarmed strike, I have like an automatic as long as I hit, I know what my damage is. Do you have something like that too? Or
For my claws, I do not. I just have what I get to add damage to with my claws.
I see.
But if we're
I
using
think-
the
I
monk
think-
tactics,
Yeah, I think because like your claws are a part of you.
yeah,
Like they wouldn't magically get rid of your unarmed strike abilities, so you would still.
yeah,
What
it's
is
part
your
of
dice damage with claws?
I just get to add 2 points of piercing
Okay,
damage.
so
with
yeah,
my claws.
so it would be the D4 plus the 2 points of piercing damage. The D4 you get from your monk unarmed strikes plus the 2 plus the plus 2.
So 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage.
And like he hits and he lands with his claws and it drags down just with the momentum of everything, and then he sticks in place.
All right.
Nice.
Awesome. Any additional damage or attack from you?
Even though you're in contact with him and he's in contact with you, he's going to take the dodge action and just kind of be squirrely and slippery so that you can't land anything.
Good,
Okay.
because he was about to just try and like flat out like smush you by like letting out. his
Bonus
weight.
action dodge.
So,
Bonus
there
action
we go.
dodge.
Good call. Good call.
Okay, so attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
As you try to just like keep this wiry, squirrely ferret in place.
Disadvantage.
This squirrely ferret. It's
is,
just simply squirrely ferret.
Disadvantage is 15. And again, I'm just reading the dice unless I'm doing like an actual attack when it comes to like a lot of these body movements. So 15.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay. You squirrel away.
So you tried to spoosh him?
Yep.
So kind of as you're going backwards, still very much like a dance. The biggest thing you've noticed is even though he's a little more tactful in some of the movements he does, it's still very much that rhythmic, melodic. Yeah. So as you go to lean back, he slides around the side of you so that you land flat on your back and he's on top of you as you hit the ground.
Okay, cool. All right, you're up. You've got the high ground.
I think he'll kind of from that crouched on top, like one paw sitting on your chest, the other like on the ground to keep himself steady, will slide back and out of your grasp.
Reaction, another like lunge or like a bite at you.
Go for it.
Nice.
It's another natural 20.
So, your full damage plus whatever you roll for your bite.
Oh, listen, my bite is since I said it was an actual like attack too, and I just clarified this. So my bite is +7 to attack too, so that was technically a 27 to hit. D6 +4.
Jesus.
1 + 4, so 5.
Okay. Oh wait, no, it's full base damage of what?
Plus everything. So 5 plus
5 + 6.
Double?
No, not doubled. It's just 5 plus the 9.
5 plus 6 or 9. Why would it be 9?
So it's a D6. So it's a 6 plus a roll plus
plus your modifier.
Okay, so that was 7 + 4 is 11. Then 11.
11 points of damage.
Oh, that's worse than 9.
Oh.
Okay, 11 points of damage. So with you trying to retreat in that moment, Kerr was trying to get you to like not do that next time. So the attack is he looks at you in the eye as he bites at like one of your arms, and it's like it's enough pressure to cause the pain, but he's not trying to break your skin. But you can see he's bloodied. He is at like half of his like hit health, like from all like scratches and bruises. He maybe has more physical damage than you do at this moment. And in this moment, he's trying to communicate to you with his eyes. Don't show mercy.
And as that moment happens, you see reflected back that moment of Duke is not doing so hot. Like he's still got a little bit of a standing, but like partially like he hasn't been this active in a while and he's still recovering. He doesn't have full lung capacity, so he's breathing heavier. He's getting tired. You can see the exhaustion starting to hit in. And even though he doesn't have a ton of the physical damage showing, you can tell that it's starting to get to him and it's starting to wear.
All right. He after doing that bite and after like that moment happens, he releases you so you can step back, and then just like stands up and gets off the ground.
I think it like there's a second of like both of them taking a second to recalibrate and like catch their breath a little bit.
All right, he like holds his arm. You want to take 5?
Yeah. And like slumps up against a fence post.
You know, brown's a good color on you. I don't know if you knew that.
Shut up.
Your fur slicked 5 different ways because of all the mud.
Yeah.
You hear this wet, heavy clapping. And Lav, you get splashed a little bit, but as the as the rainwater splashes off of Hector's hands, you see her. Very well done, you two. Very well done.
Definitely the first time Duke is noticing there's another spectator.
Like,
Hi, boss man.
hi. Hello. Now, technically, you're not visual, so I don't have to tell you shit, but
No,
it
please.
seems as if you two have figured out ways to really hold into your fighting style, which is good to see.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm making shit up as I go because I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, that's most of what fighting is improvising.
It's true. There will be books and books you can read, but those books go out the window pretty quick once you get to an actual bar fight and you're a few under.
No plan to survive first contact? I
Exactly.
read that once. Anyways.
Oh, by the way, and he kind of rustles in his pockets for a second. Like, the Mortar Brothers mine wanted me to reach out and give you payment and special thanks for clearing out the mine, apparently. You didn't take the job from the wall, so someone else was also heading down there to do it themselves, but it's fine. You're new. We'll let it slide this time.
It wasn't on purpose, if that makes you feel better.
I mean, there are less of those annoying bugs running around in their fucking mines, but sure, of course, we are the problem. No.
I mean, one of the brood mothers is gone, so there will be less in general. Also, maybe don't go down there for a minute. No reason, might be a little hot.
Oh, don't worry. They are not upset at you at all. They are actually very, very pleased. And he brings out this large bag of, as he comes out, it kind of clinks, and you hear the sound of glass against glass scraping inside, and hands it to you, Lav, and goes, "The reward was 80 blue glass. For this one, it was a C rank job, which technically you're not even allowed to take yet, but you did it anyway. Plus, also, the Mortar Brothers mine is very happy with your performance. Taking out the Broodmother has cleared up a lot of the tunnels, and now they can set about their own tasks of clearing out the rest of the children, I guess.
Hydrate.
I've hard fuck.
He also kind of gestures. He walks across and gestures towards the kind of large shed in the back, and opens the door and walks in. And you see, it seems to be a large kind of stable that's been retconned into this more training area one. So the stalls that would typically hold the mounts have different weapons of each type kind of organized by weapon type in them. Some of them have different armors inside, and there seems to be a small like lounge resting area that has a small coffee maker, as well as a variety of other things to just kind of rest and recoup from training outside. Kind of walks in and leans there and shakes off as the water spreads out and his coat kind of puffs up slightly again. Come in, let's get out of this rain.
You know, technically, the gold or the glass goes to Lav and Scree, since they're actually the guild members. Duke, Kerr says to Duke in like an offhand as they walk in.
Well, I think
keeping track of our party funds. I can just it can be all of ours in case we need like a nice hot meal or a reviving potion in case anyone dies again.
I think like the comment about technically it's Lav and Screes happens as like Duke holds out a hand to help him up off of the ground.
Yeah. And then just like what is your strength? Do you have enough strength to lift up Kerr?
No. Duke is the one who's sitting on the ground. He like
Oh,
holds
yeah,
out
yeah,
a
yeah.
hand. Like, get
Okay.
help
Oh
out.
yeah, no, easy. Yeah, straight up. Just like lifts you up basically, and
Yep.
then has you stand back up. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. And then we walk in and follow behind, basically. Yeah.
And once he's in there, we'll start at least like brushing out his fur so it doesn't dry in clumps.
Before they walked in, Kerr did like the full like dog shake outside to get as much mud and water, as much mud off of him as possible, and then it walks in just basically dripping water from the rain.
Right. So as you walk in and kind of demud yourself, try to get yourself at least a little bit cleaner and settle down. You see Victor kind of leans back in this large kind of lounge chair and kicks his feet up, which are muddy, onto the center table and goes, well, let's see if I can answer any questions you have, shall we? And that's where we'll take our break.
Oh God, it's break time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a short session today because I have work.
So when we come back, we'll come back in on this moment, and we'll see you all
soon.
in 10 minutes.
Yep. All right. See y'all in 10 minutes.
Hello, everyone.
You know, for half a second, I thought I'd be like, so.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Clearly, things haven't finished in a proper amount of time. The water took way longer to heat up, so I didn't get any hot cocoa. Ruby is off
is that what
making
everyone's
tea.
doing?
I think so. I think everyone's making hot cocoa. Ruby's making a chai. Hello, Holt.
Day?
You in danger, Chelsea.
Oh no, we're back, and I'm a failure.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm a failure.
You're
I'm so
good.
sorry. It's me. I'm the problem. My noodles took too long.
I wonder if I beg Ruby if she'll make me a hot cocoa. I had coffee, but I didn't have enough. I knew I wasn't gonna have enough time to make coffee, so I thought hot cocoa would be faster.
Not enough coffee. It's funny how long it takes to actually heat up water or food in a short amount of time, especially when you spend 2 minutes of your barely 10 minutes to like do other things like check your messages, and then you remember that you only have 10 minutes.
Or argue with your son.
I mean, they need arguing with. It's very important. I just need to message back about a babysitting job real fast.
Welcome, Matthias. I would see. Okay. Who said second coffee? Okay, no, an AI. I would have second coffee, but I don't have time to make second coffee and break.
You know, if I really want, we don't have apple cider. I have hot chocolate here, and my mom has a whole little like setup where she can make hot drinks.
Oh, nice.
But we don't have my drink. Oh, what did Quinn do now? So Quinn is getting salty because I said that I'm able to multitask because Quinn was yelling at me to focus on the stream. And I told him I can multitask. And they didn't believe me. And I was like, dude, I've been responding to my partner the entire game. I've been responding to people the entire time. And they were like, yeah, but not me. Your child. That's bullshit. And I was like, listen.
Everyone ignores their children.
I haven't had time to respond to you because all you've been doing is being salty, which I don't dignify with the person. And
T Tempest wants to send us all cocoa gift bags.
Oh, I bet.
It's very sweet. We eat so much cocoa, drink so much cocoa. As soon, especially since like the first snows and frosts are happening. So much cocoa.
I would love one. But it cannot be processed. Like, it can't be the store-bought ones. I can't do those. If it's homemade, fucking bet. It is true.
Thank you so very much. Cocoa.
I have
with the D20 mug. I love that.
We have actually my secondary drink, which I already finished one of these. Our local Smiths had a buy two get three free sale, so I got 12 packs of soda. So I have two. I have 1 pack of the strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper and 1 pack of the normal one sitting in the back of my car.
One of my favorite things to do with this mug is put the top on wrong in front of Ruby,
just to make her mad.
Because she knows where the numbers are supposed to be. I don't.
She knows they're. I don't. I know that they add up to each other, or like add up to like the
what? Two has to be next to the 20.
Yeah, because on the opposite side is the 1 from 20, and so the opposite with the 19 next to it. Like they always add up to like the next highest number. So like a D6, the highest number is a 7. So each one like reflects itself to add up to that. But for D20.
Hey, Elle, you got 5 green glass.
I got what? I got how much glass?
Five.
You find 5 green glass under the pillow cushions of one of the couches.
Nice. Excellent. Good. I will add that to my notes.
Bacon.
Elle missed it. Elle see it eventually.
Oh, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And it's stuff like this.
Yo.
Hey, Kerr doesn't charge. That's all that you all need to know. There's enough of Kerr to go around for everybody.
Ayo.
I love how an AO is always readily available in chat
every
for me to pull up.
time. Yeah.
Honestly, the best thing is, I mean, this happened a little while ago, but I finally clipped a segment of me saying AO because I'm the one who says it most often, and it's now on our Discord soundboard.
It was how much? It was how much blue glass? One more time.
5 green glass.
5 green glass. Okay.
Which is silver.
So,
21 green.
delving back in.
Just passive income.
You all set just passive income. It's just UBI. So settling into this more cozy interior. There's not a fireplace in here, but there's a kind of wood stove on a solid stone slab that character gets up and goes to and lights the fire inside as kind of brings a nice warm orange glow to the room, because before it was kind of just cast in the overcast grays and blues of a rainy day from the windows. But as the warmth overtakes you all and you get to settle into this kind of more cozy interior, Hector goes, "So I don't believe I know what your current plan is. Quill has kind of taken over the entirety of talking to you, but seeing as I was going to be here today anyway, and you're the only people who decided to show up for class today," he looks at Lav and nods. "I am at your service for any questions you have, whether it's about tactics or fighting or really any other questions. I have nothing else planned today."
Well, perhaps we could. What's your favorite tea, actually, Hector? You know, I've just been dying to know. Pulls out her pot.
Oh, I don't actually drink tea. I drink concoctions of blended mushrooms, actually, typically.
I'm a fan of mushrooms as well.
He pulls out a small little, leather pouch and throws it on the table. And goes, "That is my personal blend. There's some lion's mane as well as some chaga, various mushrooms to help keep my mental fortuity. There was once a time where I was easily swayed by persuasion spells and the like, which became a problem when I would take out the entire rest of my team because of it. So I put some dedication into reinforcing my mental fortitude."
That was very impressive. I'd love your recipe sometime.
You can just keep that satchel. It probably has... It looks like it's like a week's worth of servings for one person.
Oh, wow.
It's very potent. You don't have to use very much. In fact, if you use too much, then it gets this very weird dirt flavor, which some people like, but I am not one of those people.
I don't know, Duke. How's that flavor going for you right now?
Duke looks up at you from trying to brush out his fur still. Like he's moved on from like his body and is like trying to get the like edges of his tail and just kind of goes back to brushing out his tail.
Personally, I think Imloa has a very nice dirt flavor, but can't be too certain of the quality.
Well, actually, it is one of the most nutrient-rich in the surrounding area, so it would make sense that it has a good flavor.
Oh, so what you're saying is this is basically a mud mask. Great.
Yeah, it'll be great for your skin. It should even help with any dandruff if that's a problem for you, which I haven't noticed any dandruff on you. You're very welcome.
Well, you know, Duke only suffers from pores in a very specific area, so.
I mean, we could do a whole little spa night. It could be really fun, especially relaxing after a long day of classes and of sparring, because I still need to get in some sparring too. I mean, hypothetically, I don't like need to.
Well, Duke, as you're saying that, just gestures. He had brought a bag along with him because that's where he kept his wraps. And you see his dagger and the shattered needle kind of slide out the edge of it as it falls over. And he's like, I've got some daggers if you want to do that kind of sparring.
Jab. I mean, I'm not like the best. I'm still practicing. I've had to, break up some fights, too many fights, and like, get
You
away
know more than I do.
snufflers on occasion, but like, not a ton. So daggers. I've got some daggers too.
I'll just give me a bit to rest up, and I'll be ready to go for another round.
However, back to your point of being available for questioning and stuff. To answer the first thing, where you haven't kept up with us and don't know what our plan is, to be fair, we don't really know much either. They want to overthrow the government. I know that much.
Fair.
Well, how long have you been with the Heather's Vigil, if I may ask first?
Well, I was one of the first. I've known Nectar for quite some time. So when her and her troop of adventurers decided to settle down in Amloa, I was there with them. Nectar and the troop are the people I've taken out before, as aforementioned. Different time. Nectar is much stronger than me now, unfortunately.
You've gotten lazy in your age, old man?
Well, Nectar rules a guild and handles most problems herself, while I teach class most days. I still try to train when I can, but there are younger and more fortuitous folk around than I to handle the actual combat.
Well, my line of questioning was more along. Some of us are not great for the whole incognito, but I did offer up my services in being persuasive. And I've tried keeping an eye on some of the higher locale, but maybe you might know who's most connected and best to talk to about what's going on up in the castle.
Well, anyone in the Highborn district, the branches, if you can get in with any of the big business owners, the casino, the Coliseum, things like that, they would have some sort of in, whether moral or not, with the royals. If you would like someone more close to home with maybe not as much sway, you could talk to Finchley. His family is part of the royal court. Lives up in the branches. They're a bit estranged, to be fair, and to be honest with you.
Not to mention stuck up.
I just need a way to get in there so that I can work my magic. I have a very particular set of skills that I've yet to be able to actually show. And like pointedly look at Kerr and be like, I do have strengths. It's just not physical.
Well, I mean, wisdom is definitely not one of your strengths when you run to the forethought of every fight, but I would enjoy seeing you utilized to the best of your abilities, Duke. We all know you've got some spark to you that draws people to you. That's why you're...
I'll use the strengths that I've got.
Good.
I don't know if perhaps Betancourt has talked to you about, possible hit lists on guild members and general, citizens of Amloa. And what are you really like? Would you be concerned about that? I'm just curious.
Kind of grabs this, not long, it's kind of like a medium-length pipe that has a large acorn bowl at the bottom and a thin, straight stem, and starts kind of puffing on it. Not lighting it or putting anything in it. Seems to be kind of like a stem of sorts. He goes, Bettencourt has proffered information about this hit list. We set out some feelers, but there's not much we can do at this point. The truffle snufflers have always been a pain in our side. The fact that they have more power now is unfortunate. But it takes more than just the king and queen saying that you're, in charge now for them to actually have power. The people listen to our lords infallibly, but also free will is integral to the founding of Amloa. Lords Tegan and Rhaegan, and Romulus, Tegan and Rhaegan, set up this city-state as an escape from the other powers. So, to then overtake and turn it into the very thing that they revolted against would be unlike them.
Duke?
Oh, no, KJ just made the comment, so many Star Wars references today.
I mean, they've always been quite kind rulers. It just seems very out of character for them, and then...
They don't agree with each other.
No. And they're...
Doesn't quite matter what they do in private if it's in public that they support the truffle snufflers, Duke.
I'm just saying, perhaps there are other explanations here. I feel like maybe there's something behind the scenes happening, and if the truffle snufflers are becoming even more corrupt than they already have been in the past, they've always been a pain in everyone's ass. I'm just saying, like, maybe more concerns should be taken. I mean, even some of your own have already been taken, or your own owns. I mean, Willow, like, maybe it's all part of this grander plan. Healers seems maybe a little underreactive. If we already have people going missing, dying, maybe it's further along than even we realize.
I understand your concern, Lavender. And we are putting as much effort into this as we can. But we're a large guild, but not all of us are fit to handle situations at this large of scale. And most of our carpenters are out and about, or lost to contact currently. We have what we have here in the city. And the resources we have are being directed very poignantly where we can to be the most effective. From what you tell me, most of the people on this hit list can handle themselves. If the truffle snufflers comes to them, it will either be too late and they will already be gone, or they will put the truffle snufflers in their place. As annoying as it, I'm sure, is to you. Nectar, her little wings will be flying off her back by the end of this month, probably, with how much of this weight she's carrying on her own back. And I'm doing what I can, while also making sure that the guild does not crumble from panic and other worries. while also making sure that we keep gold flowing into the guild, even though that's not technically my job. So, this is a very complicated situation. And truly, we have very little information about anything. Cults, you'd be amazed how many cults are constantly around causing shit.
So you
I
don't know
know-
much about the group that we've discussed, the one that took Duke's brother.
Fortunately, no. We know that there are disappearances happening around Loa, mostly on the Western Front. And we've sent Vigil out to kind of see if we can find anything. Sometimes they're fruitful and it just ends up being a band of brigands, or sometimes they out empty-handed, empty cavern, a torn apart hollow, things like that.
Question.
Mhm.
When we first got here, Scree gave some kind of coded phrase, and we heard a little bit about a discourse with the people that live in the lake.
The merfolk. We have a pretty close relationship with them. That old group I talked about, their leader was a member before he eventually decided to accept the pressures put onto him in his youth. So we're pretty close with them, but they've been silent for a while. We've just been too busy to send anyone down there who doesn't have the skills to get down there themselves, and the people who do have the skills to get down there themselves are not currently here, so it's kind of mysterious. The code phrase from Albion, our lovely ship captain, at least lets us know that things aren't well. So that has definitely escalated the importance of sending people down there. But like I said, we're stretched thin. We can't send a bunch of bumbles down there when we don't know what's going on.
Well, I will say, definitely can be of use in trying to find information from higher up, trying to see what's going on that line side if needed.
Well, we are focusing most of our endeavors on the Royal District for now, but we're trying to be as flexible and malleable as possible, which is typically the best route in these situations.
And what is your particular opinion on why the rulers have decided to switch so much power to the Truffle Snufflers? I am only asking for your opinion in particular, but
I'll admit I'm not as close to Romulus and Tegan as Nectar is. But they have always put the people first. So the fact that this change has happened so suddenly and without any communication to Nectar is concerning. But they haven't really shown any prior inklings of taking this course of action. Which makes me believe that they are being swayed in some way.
Oh, you're definitely right, Hector. Just what I know of them growing up here, they would not do this. There is an outside force. Absolutely. Yes.
people change, motivations change, interests change. It's not unlike, it's not outside the realms of history of those in power to become complacent and willing to let others step in if the price is right. Love. But
I mean, when you're royalty, like, there's not much higher up to go. Really, like, bribery, threats perhaps, but bribery maybe not. And I'm just not sure.
no, you're right. When you're at the top, there's not much else to go up. But power creates an imbalance in what is normal in the world. They lose perspective. They can be focused on an idea rather than a people.
That's very true. I hate to be the person that goes, oh, but these royals are different, but the Bruins weren't royalty to begin with. They are the first royals of their bloodline, or the first royals of their family, for they forged their family as well. The original inhabitants of Amloa raised Romulus and Tegan to their position. And those are just folks who inhabited the ruins of whatever this was before.
Did he just say Bruins? As he says that, there's this moment where you watch Duke go and start rummaging through that bag that he brought and pulls out a small notebook which has a version of the note that we translated and scans through the sentences until he gets to the surf subverts the Bruins' hold of the Bastion City. And like we'll look at the note and up at Hector and back at the note and back at Hector.
Nope. Which, as you're doing this, Hector kind of leans back and reaching into his pocket and goes, oh, hey, what's that? And pulls a small little object out of his pocket and goes, I forgot I had this. He looks at all three of you slowly and then tosses it to Kerr. And as you catch it, it's a sphere about the size of like a racquetball. So a little smaller than a baseball, a little bigger than yeah, perfect. Exactly that big.
Just keep yarn on hand for size reference. It's fine, guys.
It's amazing. And as you look in it, you can see it looks to be just a plain sphere at first, but you start seeing small grooves carved inside in places where you can twist, and small little buttons and various other ways to interact. And goes, an old mind game. I've never managed to open it. Apparently there's something inside, but using it daily did help in my ability to fortify my mental abilities, as I was mentioning before. So I've given up on it. I have other ways now. And he kind of gestures towards the satchel on the table full of his mushrooms. So you can have that if you wish.
Many thanks, Hector. Just like starts fidgeting with it, but mostly just like pressing in on the buttons randomly, not even like twisting it, just like a fidget toy.
All right, make a roll a percentile dice for me.
Oh,
is this the puzzle sphere?
This is absolutely the Treasure Planet puzzle sphere.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
Percentile 8 and 5. 85.
85? Okay. You kind of fiddle it in your hand and you slide your claw down one of the grooves until it stops on a button, and you push it in, and the sphere pops open into a small cylinder shape as if the ends of the sphere kind of pop out, and now there's like a cylinder holding the two half spheres at the end. You see Hector goes, well, fuck me. I've never even gotten that far. Well, look, it's a good decision to give that to you then. Wonderful. And kind of like starts packing his pipe with something.
Critics and a renewed interest in this, or like it's like, oh, I want it. No, we're gonna put it in a pocket for now. Just tucks it away. Thank you.
Duke has gone from like looking at Hector and the book and at Hector to like scribbling some notations in his notebook.
Okay. If I were you, I would focus on trying to... The royals are going to be very tight right now. They are not going to be very welcoming of outsiders. So unless you have a very good recommend or gain enough of their interest, going that route may be more difficult. You could also go about...
From where Duke is sitting, there's a half second where like he opens his mouth to say something and then thinks for a second and decides to say it anyways. And it's like, what if we already have somebody who is royalty?
The hair on Nikra's back stands up straight.
I mean,
I know you're pretty fancy, Duke, but I didn't know you were that fancy.
It's not me. Not my secret to share exactly, which is why I'm being vague, but if we happen to have royalty...
Worm.
Yeah.
I was going to say it must be the royal rat, because Scree's obviously got some kind of lineage behind them.
What kind of interest could we pull if we already had royalty?
Depends on the royalty. Some royals don't care. Some royals are finicky, or I should say. If you are below them in royal stature, then they won't care about your interest. But if you outrank them, essentially, or your family holds more sway overall than theirs, they could see it as a political advantage to befriend you and let you in.
How would you say the royals would entertain a emissary from the menagerie?
Well, the menagerie is one of our largest allies as a city. They are founded under the very similar principles as to us, escaping the crippling pressure of the Velvet Clasp. They are high allies, and some of the royal family have good standing among Loa, but really, if only an emissary from one of the Confederate families, members of a family that was a part of the Confederacy, would really ensure to garner the interest of
Based on the book that Duke read, is the Moostel family part of the Confederacy?
History check.
Yeah, make a history check. See
the book you've
how
read
much
one
time.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
See how much you intook before, like, because you were skimming for a lot of things. So that was kind of like just a pause.
Yeah.
So let's see if you got that far.
And I have to do this at disadvantage because of little Millie.
Yeah, you do.
Bitch.
Millie, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I rolled the same thing. Okay, history?
Which one?
15 total.
15. Roll D20 for me.
Oh, I don't trust my dice. Oh.
Mood.
Let's do. You know what? This one's been nice today. Let's. I trust this one. 2. I don't know if that's good or bad. 2.
Okay. So after the main family tree portion of the Moostel kind of sub chapter in this book, it kind of transitioned into talking about the royal families, but it was written in such a way that it could have just been like transitioning to a new topic, or could have been using the Mustels as a lead into. So you're not totally sure.
Cool.
It's not out of the question, but
it's up in the air. It's not.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. And even then, with the current state of the city, some royal families may be very cut off from engaging with other powers currently to kind of stir their resolve with the new regime. But there are also maybe some families who would be very interested, and increasing the likelihood that they had somewhere else to go if things got too bad, while keeping their standing. So,
just seeing their options.
Absolutely. There's also the Lord Wentham is throwing his Colosseum in but a few days, his large Colosseum event, if you wish to partake in that. Raise the morale of the peoples and go that route. And
we're considering it. Hence training.
I wondered we'd put a fire underneath you. That makes sense. It's a very complicated situation, which Nectar is handling, which is why I am not the guildmaster. That, and I have no desire for the position, honestly.
Seems like a lot of work.
And responsibility.
Absolutely. But my biggest advice to you would be to go wherever would benefit you all as a group the most, currently.
Well, I think there's actually a few things that might be unofficial right now. I mean, Scree's still passed out. Like, I think this is a problem.
There was that curse, remember, from the mushrooms?
Oh, is that what it did?
Mm.
Well, I know a place. This nice little church. They might be able to help Scree. Also, I've got this thing that I might want to take back to in the enchantment shop. Just maybe have them take a look at it. Maybe see its origins. What does it smell like to you, Duke? We'll hold out a stick to
the
Duke
gold rod
to smell.
Duke is like...
Is it a stick? Is that what this is? Oh.
there's that look of like, what the fuck, man? And it's like, okay, whatever. And we'll lean forward and give it a decent smell.
Well, what does this can smell like?
Okay, wait, what are you having? Smell?
Well, the Duke should probably roll a dice to see how well they smell first. And then Lavender can say what it actually is, and you can say whether it's supposed to be hit what it's supposed to. Because I have a suspicion what it is, but that's L the player putting pieces together.
Well, I have no idea. So roll a perception check with advantage. I'm probably just spacing, to be fair.
Perception... Working class 20.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Circus Carney 20.
Okay. So, Lav, what is this?
Is this a walking
what
stick?
What the fuck are you having me smell?
Is this a walking stick from a previous friend?
Oh, okay.
Sweater you're wearing? No, it's fine. It's fine. L the player is just putting pieces together.
Okay. We're aligned now. So Duke, as you smell it, you take a large inhale, and there's the heavy smell of towards kind of the curving arc of this walking stick, or stick, kind of where it kind of bends over and it looks to be handled. There's a much heavier scent of... It's a mix of kind of a light earthy smell with notes of vanilla to it. But then as you smell the rest of the stick, you catch the sense of lavender. Well, a lot of lavender, because lavender's been carrying it around, but also some other scents you're familiar from other kind of scents of other knitting hams that you know kind of lingering on the stick. Much fainter than lav and much fainter than lavs.
There's this moment of like you hold it out and ask him to smell it, and he's like, "What the fuck, man? I'm not your sniffer dog." But we'll like sigh and we'll lean forward to take the stick and just kind of slowly, like very carefully and like thoroughly, we'll just like rotate it and move down to pick up all of the smells. All right. We'll hand it back. What was that for?
Oh, I just stumbled across this in the mines the other day. Thought maybe it could have a clue on it.
In the mines?
No big deal. So,
well, if you picked it up along the way,
notice.
Wait. Hold on. The stick you found in the mines. You didn't find a walking stick in the mines.
Was it not a walking stick?
No, it was a handle wrapped in leather, and that's what had the insignia on the bottom of it. You have Aspen's walking stick that was left behind with his mug at the house.
That's not this one.
I had it written down as like a rod.
This isn't the thing from the mines, is it?
That's what I intended to hand to Duke.
Is
the thing from the mines?
The thing
because I had it written down as a rod. So
okay, the thing from the mines.
Communication.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I also misunderstood what you were saying. So we all are all dumb.
Okay, clarification: the thing you found in the mines, the rod you found in the mines, was in the lockbox because you opened the lockbox and it was inside the lockbox.
Part of it was.
Oh, and then the rune carved stick, the rune carved wooden handle you found. Okay, that doesn't smell like that. No, they don't attach at all. Yeah, no, the wooden stick and the rod you found don't attach. It looked like there was something that could attach to the top, but that wasn't the wooden stick. That didn't fit.
Okay.
We need like visual representation of what we're looking at.
The wooden handle you found was just a wooden handle with runes carved into it.
So what does it smell like?
It smells like a frog. And like mildew.
Yeah.
But you do have Aspen's walking stick if you want Duke to have Aspen's scent. And you do have the rod that was in the case, the golden rod wrapped in leather with the stitching, and then the bottom half of that symbol, and that bottom half of that symbol on that golden rod is what you had the epiphany of last night before waking up this morning.
They don't connect.
No, they don't connect.
I thought they connected.
All the pieces were falling into place, but now they're not.
My life is a lie. Never mind.
No, it's okay.
Do you want Duke to sniff the goldenrod that you found? What was that?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think it's my favorite thing when we all come to a wrong conclusion in D&D, because then it's we are human.
Headcanon that Lav is like trying to figure out which one to give Duke, and Duke just grabs all three of them and individually.
So we'll keep the walking stick in there.
Yeah.
Game Junkies donates 5 blue glass to Ruby, saying it's okay, Ruby. Okay. Apologies. I must have explained that horribly last session. But no, what cooldown do I have for hey, what's that?
It does. It needs to be longer. I feel like it happens 3 times a session, if not 5.
I thought I had a longer cooldown for that. Anyway, we'll get to that. Okay, so handing Duke the 3 rod-shaped items. 1, a walking stick. 1, a golden rod wrapped in leather. And 1, a carved wooden handle. You sniff all 3.
A raised up 20 for all 3.
And we're just going to keep the same roll for all 3. Because you kind of like did them all at once. So, the wooden handle, the carved wooden handle, smells like mildew and frog. And kind of the musk of the purple webbing of the insectoid creatures. The walking stick smells like the first thing I said. So the earthy vanilla scent around around the handle, and the rest of it, the faint smells of the rest of the Nittingham family. And then the golden rod with the leather wrapping and golden stitching in the shape of a briar with the half insignia on the top smells of cranberries, rot, and then underlying that, kind of taking an extra second, you smell a earthy vanilla scent as well.
I think there's a moment where it is the first one, and it's just the frog and the mildew and the ichor and he's like, okay. And then moves to the walking stick, which refreshes his senses a little bit and is nicer to his nostrils. And then it goes to the next one and gets that underlying of the same smell, and like will go back over to check it again. And we'll look at both of them and then up at Lav. I'm not sure what you wanted me to get out of this.
Well, what did you get out of it? And that's hopefully what I wanted.
We'll throw the one that smells like frog and mildew back at you, and it's like, this was insulting. And then we'll hold up the cane and like gesture with one hand, and we'll like start at the bottom and like tell you the very faint smells that would probably correlate with different Nittinghams that you know. Your smell overall of everything. And then like as he gets up to the handle, it's like, well, this is the smell that I'm getting kind of secondhand as strong. Not quite sure who it is, but it's the one that caught my attention because it's underlying on this one too. This is mainly smelling of kind of cranberry and rot, but underneath of it is that same vanilla smell.
I was wondering. Well, that answers my questions.
Would you like to explain?
Would you like to know?
You just treated me like your personal sniffing dog, so yeah.
Oh, I thought you liked doing things you were good at.
I'm good at it, but I don't like being used just for it.
Oh, well.
I'm glad to help if you tell me what the fuck it's for.
I'm not totally sure yet. I'm just kind of trying to work out the bits and pieces.
Give me your theories. Something.
Who do you think it is?
The thing is, the carvings or the symbol on this golden rod, I think, might have been put there as a possible message or or like a clue.
What is the half insignia, by the way? Because I don't know.
The half insignia, you can't tell what it fully is, but it kind of looks like there's a central line that goes down the middle that ends in what looks like a button of some sort. And then off that center line, there's the shape of what looks like the bottom of some sort of leaf, and then two other kind of curving lines at the bottom. So there's the center line, the two curving lines that peek out from what looks to be behind a bottom of some sort of leaf. And then there's just the big button that ends in the, well, not big button, like thumb-sized button that ends at the bottom of that insignia.
So perhaps this could be just with the smells matching up, which I was hopeful it was. Otherwise, it'd be very confusing. I know the insignia.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not one you'll see much, but it's a little bit of a secret message, sort of. Anyway, just none of these awful people would know. And so somehow Aspen had this at one point.
So that's what he smells like.
Oh, Aspen handled this knob, did he?
Hold on, isn't Duke the only one who's actually like legitimately know anything about Aspen?
No, Lavenker had like their drunk talk.
That's right. There was the drunk conversation.
Yeah,
I didn't necessarily expect Kurt to remember any of that.
Yeah, he remembered enough. There was enough he remembered before getting more drunk, so.
We got another fucking hydrate.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I already redeemed it.
But so perhaps we're on the right trail with killing this frog. And I kind of wish we had gotten to, interrogate him, but I'm glad he's dead.
Well, if we had a cleric on our team.
I mean, we know a cleric, right? I think she's a cleric.
If you want someone to stay alive, you need to let that be known very quickly. I told you all that the frog was going to die.
Oh, no, I didn't know that I wanted him alive.
You can talk to people even after they're dead.
His body might be a little crispy. Would that be okay?
Next time we'll grab the head. Is that what the clerics need for talking to the dead things? I don't. That's not my area, but.
I mean, I assume so. I've heard stories mainly. I've never seen it though.
It's kind of creepy.
Isn't Laura a cleric? We could ask her and go talk to the crispy frog. Wait, no, he's dust. There's no body left.
Well, I am going to go take a proper shower and do some more reading on some of the stuff to get a little more intel. Tell me if you guys need anything, which is my way of saying I gotta go to work.
Yes, so as Duke gets up to leave, I have one last question. And it's for pure personal interest.
Sure.
Lavender. And we'll end the session after this. But Lavender, do you...
As Duke hands it back, yes.
What was that?
As Duke hands it back, yes. I will.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? What do you do?
As you hand Lavender back the goldenrod wrapped in leather, you see Lavender hold it and look at it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking finally pushes the button on the rod. Sorry, I thought it was cool.
Finally.
As you click it, the golden stitching in that briar-shaped pattern pulses slightly with a golden glow and then dissipates and kind of flows towards the handle before culminating there. And the very bottom on the base, like the pauldron, the pommel stone, starts crackling to life in what looks to be a blue a frosted light blue glow of Blesk. As you see, it's a crafted Blesk crystal at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And at the front, a scattering, kind of entangled rope of Blesk emerges, kind of like a strike of lightning that has been caught by the end and is now just held at the end of this handle and forming a kind of lightning whip of sorts. Yo. And you see that the crackling energy emits from the end that looks like from the end at which you saw that there seems to be another piece that can attach to the top. So, with that...
That was dope.
That was so dope.
Unless, Lavender, you would like... Unless anyone has any final remarks before we wrap up.
Kerr asks Hector if he's doing anything for the next hour, and if he's free, then I need another round in the fighting match.
With someone who fights your fighting style?
Very much.
Perfect. So Duke is heading to shower and clean up after a good training session. Kerr and Hector head back out into the rain. Actually, into the no longer rain, but clear, sunny day, because the last Hey What's That changed the weather.
Great timing.
Lav, what are you doing while everyone else is going off?
I think I would like to go back to perhaps the enchanter shop, and I would like to discuss with the goose there, see perhaps if he knows maybe the origin and make of this new whip that I have found.
All right. So you get up and start heading towards the upper levels of the city, and Scree remains asleep in his bed, catching up on lost time that he couldn't sleep in the mines. And that is where we will end today's session.
Good.
Nice.
So, very fun. Very fun.
Lavender would have left a bowl of porridge and some snacks with a note saying that we were out training for Scree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with that, thank you all so much for watching. We're going to be jumping back on probably... that's so loud. I apologize to everyone. We're going to be jumping back on, hypothetically, December 8th. Keep an eye on all of our socials to get an updated one, but plan for that if you hear nothing, which you won't. But thank you so much for joining. We love you all. And as always, go... touch some moss. I should probably raid someone.
Yes. I think I know who's live. I think Tank was
Nomad is live.
Nomad.
Tank is live.
Who else?
What is
we have?
What is Tank's stream? Is it Table Story?
I think it's their D&D stream. They also stream on Sundays. Usually we miss it because we overlap. So
is it from Tank's account?
I think it's from hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, so Tank's personal is not live. Their D&D one is.
It's Dice Cream Sandwich, War of the Realms. Episode 19. Wow,
Dice Cream Sandwich. There we go. All right, we're gonna go over and raid the lovely Tank and his D&D buddies.
War of the Realms. They're great. They're awesome.
War of the Realms.
Watch their stuff on YouTube if you aren't already. They're fantastic. But also, we love you all.
We love you all. And, of course, as always, go touch some moss.